Sorry. Okay. Right, it's just coming through. Okay, that's up, that's right up. Jerry, Fingal Independent. Okay, just.
Sorry.
Sorry. Okay. Right, it's just coming through. Okay, that's up, that's right up. Jerry, Fingal Independent. Okay, just. Mayor of Fingal, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, may I at the outset welcome you all to Sword Celtic football grounds here in Balheary today. So far the weather has been kind to us, and I promise not to keep you too long. Today is perhaps the most historic and memorable day in the history of the club. We have some very distinguished guests in our midst today, and without further ado, I would like to call on the chairman of Sword Celtic Football Club, Mr. Ray Kelly, to say a few words. I'm going to be as brief as I possibly can. Everybody okay there? Yeah. As Derek has already said, this is a very, very special day for us, and I welcome everyone here, especially the mayor and the local representatives like Brendan Ryan, Senator Dara O'Brien, and of course a very special guest to our very distinguished guest, Giovanni Trappatoni. Senior Trappatoni, we are very honoured that you're come here today to mark our 50th anniversary. We congratulate you on the success of the team up to date, and we wish you and the boys in green the very best in Poland next month. I just want to say a few words about the early days of Sword Celtic and the history of our club. Eddie Darcy, our secretary, will be speaking shortly about more recent events and our plans for the future. The club here was formed in 1962 by 4 people. Wally Galvin, Oliver Dignam, Jim Rogers, who sadly is no longer with us, and of course Frankie Monaghan was joined shortly after. But George is here from the very beginning. George McBrain has been with us for 50 years. And
believe it or not, we have our very first chairman here as well, John O'Sullivan, who was chairman in 1962, and I'm glad to continue that. We also have one of our first committee members, Bobby Burns here. Bobby, it's great to see you here too as well. Now, we came here to this pitch. This was a field with cows on it in 1974 when George and Frankie organised to lease it from the then North Eastern Health Board. The club started with just 2 senior teams, but Frankie started the schoolboy section somewhere in the 70s, Frankie, wasn't it? 72. But the big event then was in 1982 when the club joined up with a local junior club, St. Cronin's Boys. And that was the beginning of a great history of schoolboy soccer here in Swords. And believe it or not, we still have one player who came from Cronin's in 1982 still playing with us. Haven't seen him, but he's around somewhere. That's Frank Kilbride, still playing after 30 years. A lot of people contributed to Swords Celtic down the years, and it wouldn't be possible to name them all. But there's one or two people I have to mention especially for their fundraising efforts and their dedication during a very trying time when we were trying to build a clubhouse. And people like Chairman at that time, Joe Daly, who unfortunately can't be with us today, he sends his apologies. But I have also in mind people who did Trojan work with fundraising in very difficult times, like Brian Lally, who was here definitely, Andrew Flanagan, who hadn't seen the host, is here, Sam Fitzsimons, and of course Matt Downey, and then one and only Mavis Dempsey, who is somewhere around here, probably hiding. Mavis did tremendous work. Just on not a sad note, but a reflective note. There are a couple of people here who representing people who have passed on. I'm delighted to see Dolores Thomas and Noel here representing Jem Thomas, who was our chairman for about 10 years. Jem died 12 years ago. And I also here is Peggy Nettaway. Her husband John Nettaway passed away last year. John was a tremendous fundraiser for the club, and I welcome Peggy as well. I know she's here. Also, I'd like to mention it's 10 years dead today, and this is the last of them, is Joe McGovern, who was probably our most successful schoolboy manager in the years. So finally, I'd like to thank all my fellow committee members, the 3 committees, the executive committee, the junior committee and the senior committee, whose dedication has been non-stop. And I'd just like to thank, this day came about from the work of a small subcommittee headed by Sean Lynch and Derek here, who put in tremendous work with Pat over there, and it was they produced the book and all the rest of it. So look, that's it. I'm just going to say thank you very much, Senior Trappatoni, for coming, and I'll hand over now to Derek to give us on the road.
Okay, thanks very much, Ray. And now, could I please call on the Mayor of Fingal, Councillor Jerry Maguire, who would like to welcome you all to Fingal and say a few words as well. Jerry.
Thank you, Derek. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Oireachtas, to see Deputy Brendan Ryan and Senator Dara O'Brien here, and along with my fellow councillor Dara Butler, with distinguished guests, and certainly Mr. Trappatoni, you're very welcome here today. It's a great honour for me as Mayor of Fingal to be here on the Golden Jubilee of Swords Celtic. My chairman has already illustrated the very difficult times you had in starting off, and I have to compliment Georgie McGrain and Frankie Monaghan. I don't want to go into all the names because I'd surely leave somebody out. I think those in particular had a vision for Swords Celtic, which has culminated in having an all-weather pitch here with 31 teams playing football, and plus 3 senior teams as well. I think that's very commendable, and I hope that the club goes from strength to strength from here on in, and I've known that they will with the hard-working committee that you have and the hard-working committee that has been here over the years. And I think that the nursery that's been run here is very commendable, that we're going to see, and maybe in another few weeks' time when we're in Poland under Mr. Trappatoni, that we're going to go a step further than Jack Charlton did, and we're going to bring the Euro Cup back here to Ireland. So I won't tell you much longer, but I just want to compliment Swords Celtic. Hope that they go from strength to strength, and come on the boys in green. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, for those kind words. And of course, to be honorary secretary of this very large club with over 30 schoolboy and girls teams is no mean feat. And the person who does a fantastic job in this regard is Eddie Darcy. Could I therefore call on Eddie to say a few words, please?
Thanks, Gary. I suppose for those who know me well, they probably realise how important today is, because I'm sure it's the first time anyone's ever seen me in a suit and tie, so that's how important today is for me and for the club. The Mayor, mentioned the word vision, and I just want to talk a bit about vision, because great football clubs aren't built on people who can run a great schoolboy team for a year or win a season, you know, or just get in there and run a team for 2 years. Great football clubs are built by having people who have vision and people who are prepared to put huge work into achieving that vision. And at times here, the club has been lucky. There's always been people with vision. There was George there at the start and Frankie who had visions about setting up a club. There were the people who put their life and soul into building this clubhouse, and there was a hard, tough struggle. And the reality is that those men of vision had to put their own houses on the line in terms of raising the money to build that initial clubhouse. Their wives don't probably even know about that, so I'm not going to mention any names. But the reality is they were dedicated up to this club to put their houses up as collateral for the loan. In terms of the other developments here, the all-weather pitch that went in a couple of years ago, people had vision to say, that's an old dirty reservoir down there, it's full of rubbish. We could turn that into an all-weather training facility. We need to raise €300,000 to do it. But they went out there and they did it. Our latest development is pitch number 1. And we'd like to have all our pitch of that standard. Again, we needed €100,000 to do that. And people had enough vision and enough dedication to this club to be able to do that. So what this club needs going forward is people who are prepared to have that vision and say, we want to make this a club that the whole town of Swords and North County Dublin can be proud of. And we want to make this a club that every player who plays for it can be proud to say, I play for Swords Celtic. And in 20 years' time, be proud to say, I play for Swords Celtic. And that's what the club is about. That's what we're about, creating that sort of club that people will be proud of. So what the club needs going forward is people of vision, not necessarily to run teams, but to get involved behind the scenes, to continue to make this the best club in North County Dublin and one of the best clubs in Ireland. So I want to pay tribute to those people who put their houses on the line. I want to pay tribute to those people who work long and hard to build an all-weather facility down there, to lay pitch number 1. And the people who are involved in the club at the moment with that vision and are prepared to put those huge hours in here week after week on a voluntary basis to create the great club that Swords Celtic is. And there are people here that not only run teams, but also put huge work in the last 10-15 years to create the club where it is. And there are people like Paul Darcy who dragged me into this club, reluctantly, and is still here and runs his teams, but it also puts in huge work behind that, supporting the academy and everything else. Darren Allen, you know, Darren runs at least 3 teams. He organises the facilities for the shop, he organises the cutting of the pitches, he organises the cleaning of the all-weather. The club needs those people. That's what we need going forward. So there are people out there, I don't care whether they know anything about football or nothing about football. They're the sort of people that we need to move this club step by step forward. We've had people in the past like Alan Delaney who put a good structure in place, and you know, there are a range of other people that I mentioned. Sean Lynch, who looks after the adverts and the fundraising end. You know, Vincent, who looks after our fabulous website, probably the best website in the whole of North County Dublin. You know, so we need those people to continue to run. We need people like Pat Lynch with his business acumen to keep us on the straight and narrow. So I'm appealing out there, if there are other people out there interested, talk to me, get involved. Help build this into a great club that our kids can be proud to play for. And I just finally want to say, again, our thanks to Mr. Trappatoni, because it means a huge amount here today to us to have that support from the FAI. We are and have received support in the past from them, we'll continue to receive that support. And I know from talking to John Delaney, who's been out to visit a club, that he sees this as a model for clubs in other areas. A large community club that can achieve good quality football, but it also could have teams that any kid can play for. So I want to thank the FAI for organising the visit here today. They must be sick to death of me. I mean, I know Peter must have had about 500 phone calls from me in the last month making sure this trip was going to happen. And secondly, I'm going to remind the Mayor and all our other political representatives are here today, and particularly the Mayor, since he's responsible to the local authority, we are looking for a large grant to put in a new service on the all-weather. And we have applied for it. And I mean, I know the FAI are going to be making decisions, I know the County Council will make decisions, so I want to remind them we need their support as well. So, Mr. Trappatoni, thank you very much for coming here today. We're absolutely delighted, and it's great for the club. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Eddie. Now, our most distinguished guest, and one who needs no introduction, is the team manager of the Republic of Ireland soccer team, Giovanni Trappatoni. It is indeed a great honour and privilege that Giovanni has taken time out from his busy schedule to launch our book today. And I have no doubt his visit will be remembered forever with great satisfaction by all present here today. It therefore gives me great pleasure to call on Giovanni to speak to you all today. Giovanni.
I asked, I'm sorry for, first, sorry you are late coming here. The second for my English, but I'm sure you can also understand me, because when I was young, I was like this boy. I lived in this little village town, and like this, the same. The atmosphere was same. And for us, for me, was very, very important when I could see a great star of football, sometimes visit our pitch. I was surprised, like these boys. It's my honor to be here, because I remember this time. It's very, very important for this young. I know FAI make a great jobs in this situation. And I think, I hope, I wish also for this young, not many, maybe not 2, 3, 4, 5, become star like the Irish players, like Shay Guinness, the goalkeeper, Richard Dunn, Shay Long. It's important. I think you can dream, and I hope, I wish for you it's possible. Congratulations for President. It's heavy jobs, I know. I know what these heavy jobs in this little town. And 50 years are very, very important. 50 years old. And I can only wish to you to continue. Congratulations for your jobs. I am honored to go with Irish, the national team, to Poland. I hope to go also up front more. Maybe. Thank you very much.
And now, as a token of our appreciation of Giovanni's visit, we would like to present to him an inscribed plaque to commemorate his visit. Could I therefore call on George McGrain, one of our founder members and who is still very much active within the club today, to present the plaque.